Hi, I'm Mike Sains, the lead pastor here at the Harbor Worship Center in Kingsland, Georgia. Can't believe it, but I've been here almost 25 years. In this time frame, we have decided to build or to grow a multicultural church. Today I want to talk about multicultural churches and pastors that are struggling with trying to be multicultural or minister to multicultural folks during this time of racial conflict. I think you need to make sure that you hear from your community, especially the minority community, if that's black or if it's Hispanic, whatever it is that's taking place. And I would personally go to a number of families that I had confidence in inside the church and outside the church, because lots of times they have their finger on the pulse of their community when sometimes maybe we don't. But that's in an effort to know their heart. I would also appoint a social diversity group or committee. That's what we did here. You know, we looked across our membership and we handpicked some folks, equal representation, black committee, white committee. We tried to get it all together. I would say this, the social diversity committee is a tough committee. That's a place where we come together. When we decided to get together, we had to ask the hard questions. And many times we would sit in a room and for 10 or 15 minutes, you're doing small talk. And then somebody has to address the elephant in the room that we've got to really get down to. And so I think our diversity committee, the mission that they had was to help us understand each other, truly understand our brothers and sisters of color. And the only way you can truly understand them is if you take time to listen to them and not just listen to respond, but listen to understand them. And I had to step back in some of my own thoughts too. I was raised right here in South Georgia, and I had to reevaluate some of my thinking actually. Another thing that I would do is have diversity training. That's something else that our committee agreed to do, and we're doing it through Cook Ross. You can Google that if you'd like. But we're going to do diversity training from the top down as it comes to staff, paid staff, and volunteer staff. But one thing we understand that God is no respecter of persons. Peter tells us that. We understand that he doesn't show any favoritism or partiality. Paul tells us that. We know that we're all created in his image. And so the whole idea about diversity is for me to let you look through my lens and allow, me to look through your lens and truly try to understand where you're coming from. So we formed our committee, and again, it was hearing and understanding and valuing each other. The only way you can value somebody is if you've heard from them. And so I would tell you this, that in our diversity meetings that lasted minimum 2 hours and sometimes as long as 4, we didn't intend that, it just happened that way. There's not a time that we met, not a time where people didn't have tears streaming down their face. There wasn't a time where people didn't just say, oh my goodness, I never saw it that way, or I've never heard it put like that. And for us to be able to just let down our hair, so to speak, and to just really come out. And so in order to do that, we had to have some ground rules. And I really like some of Travis Johnson's work in this area of ground rules when he says, we're going to lead with grace. We're going to give everybody an opportunity to speak whatever's on their mind respectfully. And we listen to each other. And my opinion's no more important than his or hers. Doesn't matter what color you are, what culture, none of that matters. But that we're all made in the image of God, and we're going to hear each other. So we agreed to that. We're going to extend grace to everybody. We're going to listen to everybody. We're going to try to understand. And we had hard conversations. We tried to get at the bottom of, okay, Black Lives Matter, white privilege. Those are deep conversations. When you get 7 or 8 people that are white and 7 or 8 people that are black, and you come at that, man, I'm telling you, you're going to spend some time in there. But I would say this, you have to, pastors, you got to go after that conversation with those people if you expect to win them or to keep them. because if you wait till it comes to you, it might be too late. Focus on your people and not on social media. That'll drive you nuts. Don't let the outside noise cause you to doubt the people that are in your church. They're in your church for a reason. They came there for a reason. And fight as hard as you can, because we need multicultural churches, because heaven's going to be multicultural. Then you're going to have to be willing to face those uncomfortable situations. I'm just straight honest with you. On Saturdays at 4 o'clock when we did our diversity meeting, and sometimes I dreaded to see Saturday come, because I knew I had notes and I had things I was thinking about and things I was going to have to unpack. And I didn't want conflict, but I just had to do it. And they did too. And we explained ourselves, we listened, and we listened to understand and not just to respond. And I'm going to tell you, I came packed to respond several times. And the Lord just had to slow me down. And I had to just slow down and say, okay, God, I'm open. Whatever you want to show me, I'm willing to see it. Your senior pastors, it's going to have to come from you. You cannot delegate this diversity stuff. You're going to have to be involved in it, or they're going to see it as not important if you don't have your hands in it. And so I lead the charge. The tough and honest conversations are going to pay dividends. You just got to be willing to face it, do it in love, and God will be with you.